Hi guys, this video is going to be a style critique of MBTI types. Now, why am I doing this video? Because we thought that it would be fun and useful for you guys to hear from professional stylists, style consultant in terms of what do we actually think of stereotypical MBTI types. You would already see really quite popular on social media where people are creating style mood board and trying to express what a particular MBTI type would dress in terms of their fashion sense, their personal style. I even came out with a Udemy course just educating people on fashion psychology and what are the possibilities or how the cognitive functions of each MBTI type actually influences the way they dress, their clothing choices, and so on. How can this video help you? If you are one of the MBTI type that I'm presenting here, obviously this is going to help validate your personal style. At least it can give you a little bit of self-evaluation where I will walk you through what I actually think of these pieces or key pieces that we commonly see on particular MBTI type. And then you try to relate it to your own wardrobe and then do a little bit of reflection and ask yourself if this is helping you to achieve your image goal, if this is the effect that you desire when it comes to the impression that you're giving to others. There's another way of using this is where people would actually want to learn this so that they can decode other people's personality through that first glance of what they wear. I know that we shouldn't judge the book by its cover, but oftentimes you'll be surprised how accurate that can be. If those of you who are already into depth psychology, into MBTI, into understanding people's personality traits, this additional information in terms of decoding style cues, what is on a clothing style, this can then obviously enhance your ability to psychoanalyze people. Today's video is going to be about the INTJ. They are nicknamed the strategy, the future thinkers, the mastermind, and their heart is made of ice. As this is what the memes are always joking about in terms of INTJs, where they are emotionless. There's a reason why they are named the deep thinkers. I think, if I'm not mistaken, 16personalities.com nicknamed them as the architect because they design and do a lot of long range planning. They really try to see into the future. And we're not deep dive into what the MBTI type is about, but to give you some sense, the known celebrities who are typed as this particular MBTI type, which is the INTJ, there's a few. I'm just going to pick out those that are from C.S. Joseph, where because he's one of the most reputable sources out there, and this is at least I have learned a lot from his content, and he has done pretty interesting things online where he would do live typing sessions where they would play like videos of interviews, celebrities, and then he would then explain and try to type them. And so I will just use the list that is on his website as a resource. So what do I think of the stereotypical INTJ? Okay, I'm going to reference this of some celebrities and influencers so that it's easier for you to relate with the pictures along the way. Okay, now I'm going to first start off with the men celebrities. So I have Luke Belmar. Okay, if I'm looking down because I want to be able to describe the outfits very specifically. So Luke Belmar, he's an entrepreneur. He is really popping up on social media for a while now, talking a lot about crypto. I think he's trying to help a lot of young entrepreneurs. So for him, he's been typed as an INTJ, and I actually knew this from the start when I first stumbled upon his videos on YouTube and the way he was speaking about philosophies in life. I knew that introverted intuition is definitely in one of his tag. It's just that I wasn't like entirely sure if he's like INTJ or possibly ISTJ. And then, of course, I saw C.S. Joseph listed Luke Belmar as an INTJ. If you look at his outfit, it's very much minimalistic. It's very practical. It focuses a lot on functionality. He's not like trying too hard to put on a lot of details, but there's still like a character, his personal style into it. Like he would always put on this cap, and if I'm not mistaken, he always wears like this kind of sporty jogger pants. His t-shirt, which is oversized, is the kind of staple, the essential that he would have. And the colors that he wears, obviously black is like the dominant, but you will see a lot of neutrals like white, beige. It's really much that classic conventional color palette. It's nothing that is too extravagant. It's pretty much pared back. INTJs are known to strategically conceptualize their look for a certain purpose. Like the image that they have, there it serves a kind of purpose. When I say that, it doesn't mean oh I serve the purpose because I feel like I want to look like a bit more dramatic today. It's not about that, but it's more about how people perceive them, what's it gonna do to other people. Is it part of their messaging? It's a pretty much a conceptual look rather than just because they feel good in it and it's for themselves. I think they do care a lot about the experience in that manner. I will not go into the cognitive functions too deep on how this impact their following choices because this is actually covered in my Udemy course. So do check that one out. Link it in the description box below if you're interested. He also know where to maybe put his money. It's a form of investment. So it becomes this curated look that he has because I think Luke Belmont is still quite young and he's speaking to not just people who are in business who are a lot older, but I'm sure he's speaking to a lot of young entrepreneurs. So I think he obviously wouldn't suddenly be putting on like a super formal business kind of suit, which is going to make him look like he tries too hard. So something very interesting is that for this particular INTJ, although he's very pared back, there's still a little bit of the rebellious streak. If you really pay attention to the outfits that he wears, he's modest in that manner. He doesn't look like he's trying too hard and spending money on lavish and flamboyant fashion items or like wearing like designer labels to show how wealthy he is. It's not about that. So there's that modesty, a different kind of reputation there. But I think this is where you will see that rebellious streak that INTJ has. Although he's talking about business, he obviously talking about something that's very serious. He's not wearing something that is super formal to conform to society's expectations of him in order to look that respected or reputable. The kind of nonchalant, almost casual kind of outfit is dressed in, but you will still see that sleekness, that it's not just like some disheveled t-shirt, it's not just like some cutting that looks unflattering on him. He obviously still cares to look refined in that manner, but not in a super formal or all dressed up manner. So all in all, this feels to me like he's the ENTJ that is very much into his intellect rather than his appearance. So what do I think about the men INTJs in terms of the dressing sense? I have met a couple. I would say that after really analyzing, I don't just analyze people based on like the first outfit that they wear. I would, if I meet them a couple of times, I would try to do like a summary on why do they always go back to that color and then how do they behave when it comes to like them wearing that outfit. I noticed that many times it's practicality first. They have this, you know what, even though I'm going to be dressed something a little bit more casual, I have the confidence to pull it off so it doesn't matter. I think this is also like that extroverted sensing inferior function, which can also be their strength if they overcome it. Extroverted sensing means that it's either they care a little bit too much about the physicality, like the specifics or details. This ends up looking like they care a lot and is very meticulous about their appearance to the point that they will make a judgment about color differences that only they see, but other people don't see, right? That kind of thing. And then there's also the other side where they're totally oblivious to what is going on around them, including like the things that they wear. So I have met a couple of INTJs that they normally look very pretty much polished, minimalistic, pared back, nothing too dramatic. But there's always that side of them that It's a little bit like rebellious, like they don't want it to be like, although they are pet back, they're gonna look like somebody else, they're wearing the same thing. So that can offend their FI, which is their introverted feeling. But they do have this very cold, pretty strict, very serious kind of dressing because it's pet back, right? It's the essentials, right? It's classic, it's refined. So it gives this air when you are around them. Okay, now let's move on to the female INTJs. I apologize. The lady INTJs. Ladies who are INTJs. There are actually a lot of good ones in C.S. Joseph list, but like Olivia Wilde, Charlize Theron, Dita Von Teese. But I'll go with Madonna because there's a lot more to talk about, as she is a pretty unique INTJ in my opinion. Madonna, the queen of performance. This is the INTJ who have mastered their inferior function, which is extroverted sensing, like performance anxiety. Obviously, she has empowered herself to be very comfortable with the physicality of things. She's able to perform. She's able to go beyond that that insecurity for her to really be worried about how she's going to look like to other people. So therefore, she does this for performance purposes. She is really an exhibitionist. Is that a right word? Basically, in the four sides of the mind, I believe Madonna is living in her subconscious, which is the ESFP, the performer, also known as the entertainer. So I've combed through Madonna archive of looks from the past, and then I noticed that there is something that stayed on throughout the history of all her different kinds of iconic looks. There is this rebellious, edgy, mysterious, almost femme fatale kind of image that makes her look pretty intimidating. It comes in many forms, of course. You have the punk rock, you have something that's rather more dark and romantic. You have maybe like even grunge. It's just anything that is a little bit more provocative that really showcases her embracing her sexuality. Like she's not afraid of showing that off and really conquering that I don't really care what people think about me. This is who I am. This is where she is living in her subconscious as a INTJ. And I thought that bringing her up is going to be quite interesting one because a lot of people have this stereotype that the INTJ women are basically like a dominatrix. But of course, that is just a stereotype. But I think all in all, what do I think of INTJ women in terms of their dressing? I personally have not met a lot of INTJ who are female, who are ladies. Oh, now that I think about it, actually, surprisingly, my family members, I do. She's one INTJ. That's I have verified it, but then the other one, I'm not really sure, but I think very high potential that she is an INTJ. Dressing wise, there's always this desire of wanting to look like they have power, that they are dominating, but not like, look at me, please pay attention to me and give me all the love. It's not that kind of attention. It's more of a lone wolf, like a Black Panther. Yeah, I am strong. Don't touch me. Don't mess with me. I'm here. Leave me alone. That kind of vibe. But I think in terms of dressing wise, this is a little bit more badass. That's typically, stereotypically what we will all assume a female INTJ would dress like. Boss lady vibes, but not as boss lady as the ENTJ women or even the ESTJ women, but we will come to that in another video. Okay, so all in all, what do I really think of INTJ style? I love it. I love anything that looks a little bit like they are about to get a mission done. They look a little bit dangerous, mysterious. It's a look that I have been wearing for quite a while. But mine is like a little bit of Morticia Adam, which is quite feminine. There is that other more masculine femme fatale persona that I carry. So it's a little bit of the blended approach. But I think all in all, stereotypically, they would appear a bit more sleek, sharp, minimalistic, very pristine, nothing too extravagant or like attention seeking because it's all about the intellect. I do appreciate it quite a lot, and I think that for those of you who actually wants to appear more refined, more put together, composed, like you have everything together, like you're in control of the situation. I'm very sure there are a lot of situations where this image is going to be a very good look to adopt. Okay, guys, I hope you found this informative. Please share, subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Bye.